2019 වල. Read it out. Like as you are reading, make sure you note down the data. Sunita, who hopes to participate in a sports event, trains by jogging daily. She spends 105 minutes. Then තේරෙනවා කොතනද දෙන්නේ කියලා නේ. Minutes ගානක් දෙනවා. Like there's a number. හරි. එහෙනම් just note it down. She spends 105 minutes in the first week. First week එකේ spend කරනවලු 105 minutes. And 119 minutes in the second week. 119. So this is more than enough. This is more than enough for the people who are making the question paper to ask questions. Why? Like there's a first term. Term එකක් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ පේනවා common difference එකක් තියෙනවානේ. So මෙතනින් එහාට ඉතින් question එක මෙතනින්ම questions මතුවෙනවා. හරිද? Let's keep going. Right. 119 minutes in the second week for this. The time she spends training, each week when taken consecutively, the time lie in what? Lie in an arithmetic progression. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ times ටික එහෙනම් ඊළඟ week එකේ එයා ආයෙ මීට වඩා ටිකක් වැඩියෙන් තමයි train කරන්නේ. ඒක හොයන්න නම් අපිට මෙයාගේ common difference එක හොයාගන්න වෙනවා. නේද? See, they haven't given you the common difference. They have given you the first term and the second term. So what can they ask as a question? Firstly, they can ask you to find the common difference. ඒකනේ අහලා තියෙන්නේ. නේද? මට කියන්න what's the common difference? Yes, it's 40. The common difference 119 minus 105. Normal abhi hoye na 119 minus 105, so it's 14. The common difference is 14. The answer for the first question is we good, right? Okay. And they ask find in minutes. So the question runs in minutes. I minutes gonna over even know. Whether 105 minutes, whether 119 minutes. Find in minutes the time she spends training in the 7th week. Hari, මට කියන්නකො මෙතන formula එකක් use කරන්න වෙනවනේ. Yeah, you guys have to use a formula. Is it the first one or the sum formulas? First one නේ. Sum කියන word එකවත් sum කියන idea එකවත් නෑ මෙතන. So you don't have to bother about these. Just use the first formula and find the which term? 7th term. Find the 7th term. 7th term is what? Yes, I'm getting correct answers, I guess. The 7th term is T7. T7 is a plus n minus 1d. What is a here? A is 105 and d is 14. So T7 is a plus n minus 1d. 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 is 6 into d. 6 times 14. We can do 105 plus 84. 189 minutes. They are asking in minutes, so you must keep the answer in minutes. She spends 189 minutes jogging in the 7th week. Is that clear? Yeah. Godak katte 189 evala tibba. Yes. Good. Hi. Let's go. The third one is bit of an unconventional question. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන කෙලින්ම term එකක් නෙමෙයි අහන්නේ. Like එයාලා මොනවද අහන්නේ? In which week does the time she spends training exceeds 221 minutes? Like it's not equal. Like එයාලා මෙහෙම නෙමෙයි අහන්නේ. එයා කොයි සතියේද විනාඩි 221ක් train කරන්න කියලා නෙමෙයි අහන්නේ. එයාලා අහන්නේ එයා කොයි සතියේද විනාඩි 221ක් පහු කරන්නේ. Like in which week does she exceed that time? So can we use an equal mark there? We cannot use an equal mark. That's an inequality. A question again will be an inequality. See, they are asking in which week does she exceed 221 minutes? Yeah, 221 minutes वलटा वड़ा train करने week का कहाँ? मेरे को तेरे ना दे. Is this clear? It's not equal, it's greater than. Right? So the Tn formula a plus n minus 1d, a plus n minus 1d must be greater than this thing, greater than 221. Clear? Why does, like, why is it not equal? Because in the question they are asking, they are mentioning the word exceeds. That's the key word, that exceeds, not equals, it exceeds. Right. So definitely know some cases. So we can't use the second and third formulas. The first formula, we know A and we know D. See, we know A, we know D. So what do we have to find here? N. Nth week, like which week? So we have to find the number of the week. Right. We have to find N. See, A is 105. 105 plus n minus 1 into 14 is greater than 221. Let's expand this. Let's expand. 105 plus, see, 14 gets distributed. 14 times n is 14n. 14 times minus 1 is minus 14, greater than 220. So, we have to simplify. See, 105 minus 14 is 91. 105 minus 14 is 91. I'm going to write 14n and greater than 221. Is this clear? Like up to this point, is it clear? Right. So let's move on. 14n is greater than, I'm going to take this number to this side, 221 minus 91. So this is 140n is greater than 130. 140n, 14n, sorry. 14n is greater than 130. Meaning n is greater than 130 divided by 4. So this doesn't give you an integer. Plus value expect decimal value. Let's divide. And 130 over 14 is definitely something like 9 point something. See, 14 times 9. Yeah. Is it 9.2? 9.2 nil? Oh, මෙතන question එකක් තියෙනවා අපි මේක arithmetic progression formula එක දාලා solve build කරන්න බැරිද? කියන්නේ හදන්න බැරිද? Like they are asking if why can't we use the equal sign? හරිද? Do we definitely have to build an inequality? Yes, you guys definitely have to build an inequality. හරිනේ? inequality එකක් build කරන්න ඕනේ. මොකද තේරෙනවා මෙතනින් එන්නේ integer එකක් නෙමෙයි. හරිද? See, මෙතනින් අපිට n ට එන්නේ උත්තරේ n equals 9.2 කියලා. එහෙම term එකක් තියෙනවද? arithmetic progression එක අපි ගාව තියෙනවා first term, second term, third term හරි. Like 1.5th term මෙහෙම term එකක් තියෙනවද? Yeah. I'll explain it again. මෙහෙම නෑනේ. See, I'll explain it again. I'm gonna like may idea එක මම දෙන්නම්. n is greater than 9.2. හරිද? And n cannot be a decimal number. N must definitely be an integer. ඒක තේරෙනවද? First week කියන්න පුළුවන්, second week කියන්න පුළුවන්, third week කියන්න පුළුවන්. All those are integers. එතකොට මෙතන n කියන එක integer එකක් වෙන්න ඕන නේද? එතකොට මට කියන්නකො n ට එන්න පුළුවන් value එක මෙතන. What is the integer greater than 9.2? The immediate next. What is it? 10. Yes. So 10th week එකේ තමයි එයා අර 221 minutes කියන time period එක exceed කරන්නේ. She exceeds that time period in the 10th week. Is that clear? I'll explain it again for like one participant has asked. I explain කරන්න කියලා දෙනවා. අනිත් අයට කොහොමද? මෙන්න මේ කතාව තේරුණා. Is this understood? Why we get a decimal number and why we have to keep an integer? There cannot be decimal numbers. Yes. For that person, I'll explain again. Balanna. See, I guess you're okay with this. Let me know if you're okay with this inequality. Yeah, it's definitely like rounding off, but we cannot keep 9 here. 9 like n cannot be 9 because the inequality sign is n is greater than 9.2. So it definitely must be 10, the next integer. Is it okay? This cannot be 9. That if we round this off, this is 9, but that's not like exactly rounding off. This cannot be 9 because it's something greater than 9.2. So it must be 10. See the inequality. Again, the inequality. I'm going to explain the inequality. The simplification part, I hope everyone is okay with. Like just the inequality, I'll explain. See, they are saying, in which week does she exceed 221 minutes? So exceeds, the word is important. Exceeds. It means like something greater than the value. Exceeding කියන වචනේ meaning එක හරි. Sumita exceeds 221 minutes of jogging. So the jogging time of Sunita is greater than 221. This is it. That's why the sign is greater than. Is this clear? So then we can use the TN formula. The TN formula, TN formula again, if we need to find a week here, this question is about weeks. So if we have to find a certain week, we can only use this formula. So this formula, we're just going to plug it here. A plus n minus 1d is greater than 221. So we know A is 105, and we also know D is 14. We can find n by the simplification. Is this clear for everyone? Yes, good. Great, okay. The final question. The final question of 2019 O-level arithmetic progressions. See, question number 4. Part A. Find the total time she spends on a total. Total kilometer. Which formula do we have to use? Definitely the sum formula. Yes, definitely the sum formula. They are giving the idea of a sum. Total again. So definitely the sum formula. Let me know if it is the first formula or the second. Like if the first sum formula is the second. The second one. We'll have to use the second one. And also please let me know the reason. Like why can't we use the first one? Why can't we use the first formula? Yeah, why cannot we use the first formula? Yeah, they are asking a sum. Like, I mean, out of these two, why cannot we use this formula? Because we don't know when she stops jogging. Like the last week jogging. Yes, exactly. The last term is not given. That's the answer I was expecting. The last term is not given, so we can't use this formula. Is that clear for everyone? We'll have to use this. So let's use this and find the time she spends jogging in the first 10 weeks. A is 105, B is 15. We have to find the first 10 terms. S10 nil. S10. S10 is n over 2. N over 2 is 10 over 2 into 2a. So a is 105. What is 2a? 2a is 210. 2 times 105 is 210. Plus n minus 1. N minus 1 is 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9 into the common difference. Sorry, d is 14 here. D is 14. D is 14. So let's simplify. 10 over 2 is 5. 210 plus 9 times 40. 126 now. 36. 9. Yeah, 126. So 5 times the sum. 336. What is 5 times 336? 1680. Is this it? Is this the answer? Yes, exactly. Yes, 1680. Is this clear? The answer isn't complete yet. Nikamma 1680 kila tiyanna. The sum, the question is about minutes. The 1680 minutes. The total time she spends is 1680 minutes. Let me know if this is clear. B part. Small B part. Okay. The final part, part B. See, part B. What do they ask? They're asking if the average speed at which she jogs. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. Average speed. We know the time she spends 1680 minutes. The total time. Total time. So the formula for average speed is total distance traveled divided by total time. So this is physics. So they have given us the average speed. What is it? It's 6 kilometers per hour. 6 kilometers per hour. And do we know the total distance? No, they are asking for the distance. So I'll use a letter D for the distance. I'll use D for the distance. Divided by total time. The time is 1680, but that's in minutes. So we have to convert it. We have to convert it to what? Convert it to hours. Yes. We have to convert it into hours. How do we convert minutes into hours? We convert minutes into hours by dividing them by 60. So I'm going to divide this by 60. I'm going to divide this by 60. Yes. So now we can simplify. 6 is equal to simplify. Like you can carry out your own way of simplifying this. So I'm gonna do the conventional way. 168 divided by 16. So 168 divided by 16 is 28. So D is 6 times 28. 6 times 28 is again 168 kilometers. Is this understood? Is this understood? Good. So that's it for arithmetic progressions. That is it for arithmetic progressions. We can have a small break of around 10 minutes and then we Okay, thank you. We may have a break of 10 minutes. Like arithmetic progression skill part okay, clear. Like we definitely have to do more questions. Harne? We'll do that in the third session, as I said. Yeah, we can have the break now, and you guys can rejoin for the more questions is better. Yes. अभी है ना 10 minutes वाली geometric progression start.
Hey! Open the door! Let me in!
You're a disgrace to Kung Fu, and if you have any respect for who we are and what we do, you will be gone by morning.
You? Him? He's a panda. You're a panda. What are you gonna do, big guy? Sit on me?
Then why didn't you quit? You knew I was trying to get rid of you, yet you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed. I stayed because every time you threw a brick at my head or said I smelled, it hurt. But it could never hurt more than it did every day of my life just being me. I stayed because I thought if anyone could change me, could make me not me, it was you.
So, Oogway, this was the one destined to stop me?
A big, fat panda who treats it like a joke.
I probably sucked more today than anyone in the history of Kung Fu, in the history of China, in the history of sucking.
Probably.
5! Man, you should have seen them. They totally hate me.
Totally.
How's Shifu ever gonna turn me into the Dragon Warrior?
I'm surprised you remember so little, but you were so little when it happened.
You think knowing will heal you, huh? Fill some crater in your soul. Well, here's your answer.
Stay down.
Is this my mom?
Your parents didn't love you.
I have to get to him.
Then tell me why.
He was there, okay? The peacock was there the last time I saw my parents. He knows what happened, where I came from, who I am. Hey, Dad.
Paul! Oh, Paul, your story may not have such a happy beginning, but look how it turned out. You got me, you got Kung Fu, and you got noodles.
Oogway saw greatness in you, Paul. More than you can see in yourself.
Your story may not have such a happy beginning, but that doesn't make you who you are. It is the rest of your story. Who you choose to be.
Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be.
So, who are you, Panda?
Yesterday is history.
Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called a present. Poe, you taught us who we were meant to be. A father.
A friend.
A family. I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
Do you want to learn Kung Fu?
Yeah.
Then I am your master.
Okay.
Go, Dragon Warrior! Defend the valley!
The universe has brought us the Dragon Warrior. Who are you?
I've been asking the same question. Am I the son of a panda? The son of a goose? A student? A teacher? Turns out, I am Poe.
You are the Dragon Warrior.
Master.
Master.
Let's start, Nick. Did you guys try that quiz? I got several answers. So one of them was correct. But like they have sent AM instead of PM in the answer. It must be AM. Sorry, it must be PM. They have sent AM. No, it's not 11:30. Yeah, 2 people have answered correctly. Good. Okay, then I'll send you personal message. No, Tasuri and Tasuri, yes, Tasuri Satya, Tasuri and Devi. Just drop your numbers to me privately. I may put the reload. The answer is 2nd of March, 1:30 p.m. This is the answer. 2nd of March, 1:30 p.m. Good. So you guys will receive the reloads as soon as the session ends. And how I got this answer, we really have little time. I'll let you know how in the group or in the next session. It's easy. It's grade 8. Grade 8 hari 9 hari textbook ke tino LCM kila lesson dia. Just may take the grade 8 book and you'll find the answer. Grade 8 book ke karam bana. And I've got a question. So the time is 10:51. It's almost 11. So you guys, is it okay with you guys if we start doing geometric progressions? Is it okay? Like it will take around one hour, or it's like 1.5 hours. The same time it took for this. You guys are okay, no? Let's do. Nobody said no. So I guess everybody is okay with it. Let's move on to geometric progressions. I'm going to erase the board. Now it's time for geometric progressions. Geometric progressions. Balana, just read out the definition. A sequence of numbers where every term has a common ratio. Yeah, the recording will be uploaded. The recording will be uploaded. So if you want to leave, like the majority wants to stay, so I'm gonna continue. So you guys can see the recording if you wish. Arithmetic progression, like in arithmetic progressions, the numbers, there were common differences, like additions. In geometric progressions, there are what? Multiplications, there are ratios. Like there's a ratio between 8 and 16. The ratio between 8 and 16 is 2. Like 16 divided by 8 is 2. See? 8 gets multiplied by 2 in order to generate 16. A term gets multiplied by something to generate the next term. So this is the simplest idea of geometric progressions. Did you understand? Like arithmetic ke addition multiplication. That's the only difference. Is that understood? Yes. Okay. Now the terminologies, the definitions, like A is the first term here, like as it was in arithmetic, A is the first term and L is the last term. But in here, we don't have a common difference. We have something called a common ratio, the number or the value which gets multiplied. So the common ratio is denoted by R. Common ratio. This is the difference between arithmetic and geometric progressions. So there's a ratio. There's not a difference. It's a ratio in here. Multiply in a value. Hi. I'll give you a few progressions, geometric progressions, and try to find the common ratios. Pretty simple. Eh? What's the common ratio? Common ratio is plus 3. Ne? It gets multiplied by positive 3. Multiplied by 3. The ratio is 3. It's multiplied by 3. Alright, I'll ask you another question. Alright. This is the first term, and I'm saying you the common ratio is minus 3. Like it gets multiplied by minus 3. Let me know the first 4 terms of this progression with commas. Let me know the first 4 terms. The ratio is now minus 3. Yeah? It gets multiplied with minus 3. What's the first 4 terms? I got 1 answer, 2 answers. The first 4 terms. Great. The first 4 terms are like it gets multiplied by minus 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Since it gets multiplied by a negative number, it's minus 9. And then 27. 27, like 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 9 times minus 3. Minus into minus, it's positive 27. It's not minus 27. And the next term is minus 81. Like the minuses get alternated. Minus 20. This is something unique in geometric progressions. So if the ratio is minus, all the terms won't become minus terms. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Yes, somebody has a question. What is it? You can post your questions. Right. So that's it. You raised your hand to say that you understood. Is it so? So this is it. And take this progression for example. What's the common ratio? What's the common ratio? It's 3. Yes. Easily. Yes. Clearly it's 3. So, like we found common differences. How did we find common difference? We chose a term and subtracted the previous term. Likewise, we can choose a term and divide the previous term to find common ratios. That's mentioned in your tut as well. See this example? I'm choosing 6. I'll choose 6 and I'll divide it by the previous term 2. 6 divided by 2. How many 2s are there in 6? 3. So the common ratio is 3. You can find the common ratio using this way. Common difference. So you guys, if you guys understood arithmetic progressions, this is easier than the first one. Because you know something like this. So this is going to be easy. The same things, additions become multiplications and subtractions become divisions. The same thing. Never. Okay. Is that clear for all? Let me know. Are we clear? Yes, clear. All right. Yeah. Let's see the final, final questions. 18, 9. Sorry. What's the common ratio here? What's the common ratio? මේ වගේ question එකක් දුන්නාම you guys tend to make mistakes. Yes. The answers are as expected, but they are not accurate. This is it. See, the same thing I have given, but in reverse. See, if you guys multiply 2 by 3, you get 16. That's correct. But if you multiply 18 by 3, 2 by 3, you get 6. If you guys multiply 18 by 3, you get 6. No. The answer must be what? 1/3. Exactly. One person has answered. It's like this. This is 18 divided by 3 again. This is 6 divided by 3. It's division. You know, we can denote division by 3 as multiplication by 1/3. This is basic fractions karati meka karuna. This is basic maths. Example, if you divide something by 2, the same thing happens if you multiply that by half. For example, what is 50 divided by 2? What is 50 divided by 2? Yes, 50 divided by 2 is 25. And what is 50 multiplied by half? 50 multiplied by half is also 25. එතකොට අපිට මෙතන we always have to denote as multiplication නේ. අපිට කියන්න බෑ common ratio එක 3 කියලා. මෙතන 3 ගෙන් divide වෙලා වුණාට it gets multiplied by whom? It's multiplied by 1/3. හරිනේ? Here let's see another example. Say 32, 16, 8, 4. What's the common ratio? What's the common ratio? Half, exactly. These are getting divided by 2, which means they are getting multiplied by whom? Multiplied by half. Is this understood? These are getting divided by 2, which means they are getting multiplied by half. Common ratio එක හැම වෙලේම multiplication එකක් එක්ක යන්නේ. හරිද? ඔය division වැඩක් නෑ අපිට. If there's division, we have to denote it as multiplication. Clear? High. Then if you guys didn't understand this, that's perfectly all right. Hariද? Because we know the method. We know how to find common ratios. We select a term, we select 4, and we divided it by the previous term. So 4 divided by 8. We can keep this in the simplest form. Like 1 4s are 4 and 2 4s are 8. So it's half. Is this clear? Same thing. මෙහෙම බැරි නම් normal method එකට කරන්න. Select a term, divide it by the previous term, and you get the answer. Okay, it's clear? Right, it's clear. So let's move on. This is it for common ratios. I guess I have given questions on finding common ratios. Let's see. Yeah, find the common ratio of the following. There are 5 questions. Let's try them out. The first and second questions, like the second one is one we just discussed. Maybe the ratio is half. The first one is also simple. Try the third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, people are sending answers. Good. Let's see. Do I have to explain the first one and second one? The first and second, no need. Ne? First one, the answer is 2. Ne? And the answer for the second one, just we did, it's half. Second one. Yeah. Second one is 32, 16, 8, 4. So I'll choose 4 and I'll divide 4 by the previous term. So it is 1 over 2. The common ratio is half. Okay. The third one, Roman number 3. Yeah, the answer is 2 over 3, I guess. Let's see. 2 over 3, 4 over 9, 8 over 27, 16 over 81. I'll choose something simple. 4 over 9. I'll choose 4 over 9. Yeah, it's good to see many people are answering. Like, that's great. Hi, let's see. 4 over 9. Divide 4 over 9 by 2 over 3. Right? This is division of fractions. You know what to do. You change the division mark and then you reciprocate. Sorry. 4 over 9 into what's the reciprocal? 3 over 2. So we can cancel. See, 1 here it's 2, 1 3 so 3 and 3 3 so 9. The final answer is 2 over 3. I saw many people have got 2 over 3. Yes, 2 over 3. Let's move on to the fourth one. Ne? The fourth one, x, ax squared, a square x cube. Likewise, a cube x to the power 4. So don't worry about the powers. These are like simple stuff. Choose the second term. Choose something simple. Don't go for the fourth term or third term. Right? Choose the second term and then divide it by the first term. Here the power of x is 2 and here it's 1. So we can cancel 1 x. So the answer is ax. The common ratio is ax. And the final one, a over b, a squared over b squared, a cube over b cube, likewise. So, like I said, choose something simple. Let's choose a squared over b squared and divide it by a over b. So we know what happens. A squared over b squared gets multiplied by b over a. Just like we did here, we can cancel. See, we can cancel 1a to this second power, and we can cancel this b to this second power. And what remains? The numerator gets a and the denominator gets b. The final one is a over b. Yeah, almost every one of you have answered correctly. Okay. Simple stuff. Hurry. So shall we move on? Everybody is clear? Yeah, let's move on to the formulas. Okay. Yeah, clear. Good. The first formula in geometric progressions there are only 2 formulas. Okay. The first formula, like we did in the arithmetic progression, is to find an unknown term, is to find the nth term. It is a r to the power n minus 1. A into r to the power n minus 1. Let me tell you how this is derived. Like we did before. Arithmetic ke karawagi, make a derivation like a exam. So don't worry if you didn't understand this. Understanding. For sake of understanding. Sorry about that. That's it. Like we know, the first term is always A. The first term is A. In arithmetic progressions and as well as geometric progressions, the first term is A. And the second term. Now, in arithmetic, we just added something. We added the difference. What do we do in geometry? We multiply it. We multiply it by the ratio. So A times R. What is A times R? It's AR. So the third term, we again multiply an R. So it becomes AR to the power 2, AR square. Is this clear? And if you understood the first thing, arithmetic progression, this must be very clear. Like, so the next one definitely it must be AR cube. Then we have to arithmetic quite sorry. So AR cube. Likewise, what would be the nth term? Let me know. Yeah, again. See, like I had some issues here with the camera, so I'll go again. So, the first term is A. The second term we can. The third term. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll pause the video for a while, like for 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. Let's continue. The first term in any progression, as I said, is A, and the second term we get by multiplying R, that's AR, and then AR squared, AR to the power 3, and so on. See, this is T1. T1, this is T2, T3, T4. As you can see, here it's 4 minus 1. It's 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1, likewise. So, what would be the nth term? Tn. What would be the power of R? Exactly AR to the power n minus 1. This is how the formula comes. Is that understood? So you will have to memorize only this, only AR to the power n minus 1. So A is the first term and R is the common ratio. N is the number, which number of the term? Which term is it? Correct? Is this formula understood? Like, have you got an idea of how to use it? Yes, okay. The responses are positive. Right. Let's go to page number 4 and try out the first question. Like, try out the first question, and if you get an answer for it, then you're good to go. Like, the formula is very well understood. The first question. Like we did before, please note down the data. First term එක මොකක්ද කියලා ලියන්න question එකේ. ඊට පස්සේ ratio එක මොකක්ද කියලා ලියන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ගාන හදාගෙන යන්න. Good. I've got an answer. The correct one. It's the correct one. Well, find the seventh term. So they are asking for the seventh term, and the progression is 2, 6, 18. So what's A here? What's A? A is 2. And what is R here? What's the common ratio? 3. R is 3. And we know N now. They're asking for the seventh term. So we just have to substitute the values correctly here. See, let's substitute. And let's see. T7. T7 is, what is A? A is 2 into R is 3. The ratio is 3 to the power unknown. N minus 1. N is 7. So what is N minus 1? 6. N minus 1 is 6. 2 times 3 to the power 6. Okay? We got to simplify this first, and then we'll multiply it by 2. 2 times, what is 3 to the power 6? It's 729. 729. 3 to the power 6 is 3 to the power 6. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 9, 27, 81, 230, 243, and 729. So we get an answer 1458. Is this clear? I got 3 correct answers. Is this clear? Are you familiar with the formula? Like, are you clear on how to use the formula? Yeah, now you understand. Good. Great, great. Hurry. For those who didn't understand, you got 1400. There must be some error in the simplification. Check it again. Hurry. It's okay. It's perfectly alright to get incorrect answers here. Like, it's perfectly alright. Let's do this again. It's only a matter of simplification. Like, if you know the formula, and you know the data, you must know the data for sure. You must know the data. We'll just have to substitute. T7 is 2 times, what is R? R is 3, and N minus 1. N is 7, so N minus 1 is 6. So the 6th power of 3, 3 to the 6th power is 729. You can work it out separately. And that multiplied by 2 is 1458. No, can't be first multiplied by 2. No, that's why we use BODMAS. The O in BODMAS not only stands for of, it also stands for order. Order. So order means the power. In BODMAS, we have to first equate, we simplify the exponents and then we must multiply. We can't multiply and then do the, like, we can't do the other way around. I guess it's clear. Good. Okay, so the formula for finding an unknown term is this, and the formula for finding a sum, we don't derive it. We don't derive it. Like, we have no time, and that's bit of a hassle. Like, it's pretty long. So let's just write the formula for the sum. Come to page number 3. Yes, it's in page number 3. Yes, sum, like the same SN as before. Same SN, but like pretty different formula. A into R to the power n minus 1 over R minus 1. This is it. Like, this is the only two, these are the only two formulas you have to memorize. This you can derive also, this you must memorize. Like, me lesson eකට තියෙන ටිකක් හරි පාඩම් කරන්න තියෙන දෙයක් නම් ඒ මේක තමයි. So try to keep this in mind, this formula. This is the sum formula for geometric progressions. And if the ratio, like they give you the ratio, like geometric progression එකක් නම් ratio එකක් තියෙනවා. If the ratio is greater than 1, you can use this. If it is less than 1, well, you just flip these two terms. That's it. Just change this. Sm is A, like you change places of these two terms. 1 minus R to the power n over 1 minus R. It is how, it is what it is. So there's no, like, this is the rule. If the ratio is greater than 1, you use this. If the ratio is less than 1, you just flip the terms in order to get a positive sum. In order to get a positive value. Like, you guys can argue with yourself and find out why we flip it. Like, see, I'll give you a small example. If the ratio is, like, we say 0, no, like something less than 1. If the ratio is -2, harida මේකට substitute කරනවා මෙන්න මේ formula substitute කරනවා you will get a negative answer sometimes. See, -2 -1, like if the ratio is here, -2 -1 is -3. Is that understood? Like, if the ratio is -2, you substitute it to this formula, the answer tends to be negative. -2 -1, it tends to be negative always. But if you plug it here, it's 1 minus -2. මම ආයෙ කියනවා මේක තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනම දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. හරිද? Like, just remember, if the ratio is less than 1, use this. As simple as that. If this is the case, 1 minus -2 is 1 plus 2. It is 3. හරිද? එතකොට මෙතන sum එක, it tends to be a positive value. That's the reason. So R greater than 1, you use this, and R less than 1, you use the next formula. Is that clear? Like, you guys definitely have to keep this in mind. No derivations. Like, just keep this in mind. Shall we move on? Yeah, shall we move on? Good. Sure. Okay. All right. See, So the questions from geometric progressions are pretty complicated than arithmetic progression. The formulas are like identical, almost identical. AR to the power n minus 1. There we had something with n minus 1. But the questions are pretty sophisticated. Let's try the 2016 O-level question. The question number 4. Let's try it out with me. 2016 O-level. The last question in the table. 2016 O-level. See, the common ratio of a geometric progression is 2. So the common ratio, note it down. The ratio is 2. And then the sum of the first 6 terms, that is 7. S6 is 7. So we know the ratio. Now let me know. We're going to use the second formula or the third formula for Sn. The second one or the third one. Like we definitely have to use Sn at some point. They have given us the sum. Are we using the first or the second? See, the ratio is 2. 2 is something greater than 1. So we use the first formula. එහෙම තමයි decide කරන්නේ හරිද? First එකද second එකද කියලා decide කරන්නේ ratio එක බලලා. See, the ratio is 2. 2 is greater than 1. Greater than 1 now. We'll definitely have to use the first formula, second formula out of 2. Right? තේරෙනවද මේක use කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නම් මොකටද තේරෙනව නේද? Hurry. There's a visible confusion here. Some people have said the second, considering this to be the second. It's perfectly alright. We are using this formula. Hurry. මෙන්න මේ formula එක තමයි use කරන්නේ. See, they are asking us to find the first term. ඒ කියන්නේ A1 හොයන්න කියන්නේ. See, we know R, we know S something, S6. We have to find A. Here N is 6. N is 6, S6. Right. We use this formula to find the first term. Easy. Right. S6 substitute karana yanne. S6. See, A. Here A is unknown. So I just use A. R to the power N. What is R? 2 to the power N is 7. 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Over R minus 1, 2 minus 1. May substitution clear hai? Is this substitution clear? Yes, correct. So we know S6 is 7 equals, we don't know A yet, into, what is 2 to the power 7? Sorry, they have given the common ratio is 2. Sorry, 2 to the power 6. Sorry, N is 6. N is 6 here. What is 2 to the power 6? 64. 2 to the power 6 is 64 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 here 1. So we don't have to do this. Mehme 1 liyan none ne. Mehme tibbama hati. Right. This is okay. Yeah, it's 2 to the power 6. So 7 is equal to A into 63. 7 is equal to A times 63. 64 minus 1 is 63. Method A is 7 over 63, which means we can divide both by 7. A is 1 over 9. Is this okay? This is okay? Good. And now they ask us to find the fifth term. See, We know the first term. We know the first term now. First term is 109. And we also know the ratio. So we can definitely find the fifth term. Which formula do we use? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know. We need to find the fifth term. Which formula do we use? Clearly, one sum. In the first question, we had to use the sum to get something. Now you don't need the sum. So we use the first term, first formula. Okay. Let's find the fifth term. Do it by yourself. Try it. Find the fifth term. We know A, we know R. That's enough. Try this out and let me know the answer. Okay, I'm getting answers. Okay, let's start. Now the first term is 109 and the common ratio is 2. We need the fifth term. So n is 5. N is 5. Let's try. T5. T5 is A. What is A? 109 into R. R is 2 to the power n minus 1. 5 minus 1. 2 to the power 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. So we get 1 times here 2 to the power 4 is 16 over 9, which is 16 over 9. Is this clear? They're asking the fifth term. So that's 5 minus 1. N is 5, right? So 5 minus 1. Is that clear? It's not 6 minus 1. It's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. All right. It's clear? That's it. That's all. All right. It's right. So is it clear for everybody? Good. Good. So we are gonna try the 2017 oral question, and that's it for the session. 2017 session again. The model questions you can try it out on your own, and on the third session we are going to discuss them as well. Okay. Let's move on. 2017 O level. It's kind of, yeah. This involves quadratic equations. This question involves quadratic equations. So if you aren't familiar with quadratic equations, like, you have to put up with us. Tomorrow you can learn quadratic equations in the second session. Equation. 2017 level. 2017. What are they saying? The first term of a geometric progression is 2. And the first term is 2. And the common ratio, they haven't given a value, but they say the common ratio is positive. We still don't know the value of the common ratio, but they say it's positive. That's it. Positive. Okay. And they say, the sum, like, are they saying the sum of the first 2 terms or sum of the first 3 terms? They say the sum of the second term and the third term. Make a good up important. Then may formulas use only for the sum of the first few terms. Like, for example, I take a geometric progression. See, make a terms tunam. Palavini terms tunam may formulas use we can use these formulas to find the sums of the first 3 terms or the first 2 terms. But now they are saying something about the sum of the second term, specifically second term and the third term. So we can't use these. Is that clear? Like, they are specifying some terms. Ne term sum. From the beginning sum use. Is that clear? We can't use these now. We have to go on a different approach. We can't use this. The reason is they are specifying the terms. They are not including the first from the beginning. Second term, fourth term. Let's see. All right. In any progression, the first term is A. If it is geometric, the second term is definitely AR nil multiplied by R nil. And the third term is definitely AR squared. Make okay. The first term is A, the second term is AR, the third is AR squared, and the fourth is AR to the power 3. Is it okay? Yes, good. They are talking something about the AR plus AR squared. The second term. See, the sum of the second and third. The second term is AR. AR, we don't know R yet. A dana, A substitute. The second term plus the third term is equal to 24. What I wrote here, did you understood? Is it understood? Yes. Like the second term, we have no idea about the second or third term, but we have an idea about their sum. Second guy, third guy, add 24. Good. Now we know A. Let's substitute the value of A here. This is 2R and this is 2R squared. 2R plus 2R squared is equal to 24. See, we can divide the whole equation by 2 just to make it in the simplest form. To simplify the equation, we can divide the equation by 2. I'm going to divide every term by 2. So this becomes R, this becomes R squared, and this becomes 12. Somebody has sent the answer. That's correct, I guess. Good. See, what kind of an equation is this? One equation. What kind of an equation? Yeah, that's a quadratic equation, exactly. Quadratic equation is a theme. So we'll have to equal this equation, like we have to equate this to 0. So R squared plus R. We'll have to take this 12 to this side. Minus 12 equals 0. Is it clear up to this point? Is it clear? Yes. So Now, in order to solve a quadratic equation, we'll have to factorize. We'll have to take out factors. Yeah, I can explain it again, of course. Let me know if this is clear. This is clear? Right, that's clear. And the second line, like I substitute the value for A. That's clear. Right, that's clear too. Right. And then what I did is, I divided the whole equation by 2. Like there is 2 everywhere. So in order to solve a quadratic equation, we can simplify it further. So I divided it by 2. Is that clear? I divided the whole equation by 2. Right. And then in order to solve a quadratic equation, again we have to make the equation, one side of the equation 0. That's why I took the 12 to the other side. Right. Great. Nice. Right. Now we have to break into factors. This part I'm not going to explain here. This is again about quadratic equations. Like simply we can see R squared is generated by R into R, and 12. There are many ways to generate 12. Right? Minus 12 we can do 3 times 4, or we can do 6 times 2. But our best bet is this, because the coefficient in the middle term must be 1. So 3 times 4, we can do 3 times 4. And if we put the signs like this, we get the correct factors. Hari factors dega. I'm not going to explain how to factorize. That's for a different session. We are doing geometric provisions. Quadratic factors. We factor this out and we get 2 values for R. See, the ratio is either 3 or minus 4. Let me know if it is 3 or minus 4. How do we decide? Is it 3 or is it minus 4? We have got 2 answers. What's the correct answer? Yes. The correct answer is 3. Why? The question is Q1 is the common ratio is positive here. See, this is the only positive answer. This is a negative answer. So this must be the common ratio. Is it clear? Alright. So the common ratio is positive. That's it. So we know R is equal to 3. Do the second question on your own and let me know if you get the said answer. 1258. Now we know the ratio and we know the first term. We can find any term. You're asking for the 7th term. One person has got. Good. Okay, 3 people have got the answer. Great. 4 members. Nice. It's pretty simple. We know the first term, we know A, and we know R. So we can find the 7th term by using this formula. P7 is equal to A is 2 and R is 3. 3 to the power n minus 1. 7 minus 1. 3 to the power 6. 3 to the power 6 is 729. 2 times 729 is 1458. That's the answer. That's the answer for the Roman number 2. 2017 Oliver. Finally, you got it right. Yes, great. Happy. I'm happy. So, yeah, guys, that's it for today's session. It's pretty late now, and I'm happy to see 16 people still up and present here. Alright. So let's end the session. Let's wind up. You guys can leave now. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, but the second session and further session details will be announced via the group. Okay, bye. Good night. Night.